Deeki, and welcome back to another Final Cut Pro tutorial. On today's agenda, I'm going to be talking a bit about titles in Final Cut Pro. So I'm going to start off by talking a bit about what titles are, then I'm going to talk about how to add a title, and then I'm going to talk about how to animate titles. So it's going to be pretty fun. If you don't know the basics of Final Cut Pro, then I suggest that you watch my first 6 Final Cut Pro tutorials to get you all caught up. First things first. If you don't know what a title is, it's where we select text to pop up in our video. Here are a few examples. So now that we know what titles are, how do we add them? To add a title, we're going to go over here to this little T icon. We're going to click on it, and then it takes us here. These are all our different title presets that we can choose from. Final Cut Pro is known for having a huge variety and assortment of different titles. But get this, there are ways to import your own titles onto Final Cut Pro, so the possibilities are endless. The first title I'm going to be talking about today is called the custom title. To find the custom title, you're going to go to the search bar and type in custom. Then you're going to drag out this option. It should look just like this. Once we drag out a title, we have this little inspector area that pops up. Here we have the option to change what the title says. We can also change the font. We can change the size. We can change the alignment, the line spacing, the tracking, which means the distance between each of the characters. And we can make it all caps, and we can change the size of the caps. So there's a lot of different things we can control with Final Cut Pro. Now let's scroll up again. If we go here and go to 2D styles, we have a lot of cool different preset options that we can pick from. These include fonts, font sizes, and cool different presets that we can choose from. I like how offset looks, so I'm going to click on it. As you can see, it changes the high to have the offset effect. Okay, so let's scroll down again. We can also choose if the text is 3D or not. And if we hover over show, we can adjust the depth, the weight, the depth direction, the font edge size, and the back edge and the inside corners. There are tons of different possibilities that you can choose from. Now, I don't want my text to be 3D, so I'm going to unselect that. We can also adjust the face, outline, glow, and drop shadow by clicking on the show button if we hover over them. Next, if we go over here and click on the T button, we can animate our title. We can change the in opacity, the in position, the in scale, which is the size for when the title comes in, the in rotation, which is the direction the title points when it comes in, the in tracking is the distance between the characters when the title comes in, the in blur, the in sequencing, the in unit size, the in spread, the in direction. The in variance is a bit tricky to explain, but basically it's the direction each of the characters point when they come in. The in duration, which is how long it takes for the title to come in. And we can adjust all these things for when the title exits. I'm just going to make the opacity 0. So let's watch it. Now I want to make it a bit bigger, so I'm going to adjust the size. Now let's watch it again. Love it. Now I just want to take this time to say that if we choose another preset title option, for example, atmosphere, we're not going to have as many options for animation since the animation is already built in. Here's what I mean. We can still adjust the font size, the text, and all of that stuff, but if we click on the T, we only have the option to select and deselect the background, so we can't animate. Now that's the reason that the custom option is my favorite, because you can customize it to make it your own. Now let's talk about 3D titles. If we search for custom again and drag out the custom 3D, we can now edit the 3D font. I'm just going to breeze through the top part of this because it's exactly what we did with the original custom title option. But once we get down here, I'm going to explain more. As you can see, we have 3D text selected. If we deselect it, the font isn't going to be 3D. Now that the font's 3D again, we can adjust the depth direction, the weight, the font edge, which is what I spoke about earlier, the font edge size, the back edge, and the most important part, the material. Right now I have basic selected, but we have all these cool different materials that we can choose for our 3D font. I like how striped linen looks, so I'm going to select that. As you can see, it's made our text striped. We can also add a drop shadow and a glow like before. Now if we go to animate, we have the exact same options as we had before. I'm just going to breeze through this as well, and then I'm going to play the final animation. So here's how it looks. That looked really cool. Make sure to play around with these different titles because Final Cut Pro has so many different options for you to choose from. Now I'm going to be dragging out a few more of my favorite titles so you can see how they look. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about the scrolling title. The scrolling title is great for the end of videos because it's a great way to utilize credits. Now let's say you want to drag out a title on top of a video or a picture. All you would do is drag out the video or picture that you want to be the background and then drag the title on top of that. And as you can see, it still works. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you found it informative and if you learned something new, make sure to leave a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Have a great day and be looking for more content coming soon.